Okay, welcome back. I know it's been a while, but between the storms and a lot of work that had been done around here, I haven't been keeping up with the updates. But here we go. We got pepper plants going pretty good. They got flowers on them. They'll be issuing out some peppers soon. Lemon balm's doing great. It's going wild. We got to harvest all this spinach and then replant. The lettuce is doing great. We've been harvesting it and letting it come up. We like to keep it small, that way it's a little bit, tastes a little bit better. We got more in here. These are just rows stacked up on top of each other, so it's like a whole box done out. Kale's doing all right. The basil, more pepper planting that. And we did plant right over in here. We did plant purple carrots between these sticks. We're a little late planting them in, but that's all right. We're hoping with the box and the heat that they'll come out real good. And then, coming over here, I've taken down weeds several times, mowed them over, mulched them in. Tomato plants are doing well in the boxes here. Tomato plants are doing even better out here. And as you can see, I think it's squash plants are doing amazing. One of the peach trees there, another peach tree there. So that's going good. You got the clover over here in full bloom. We leave this up for our honeybees. Yeah. We basically plant the orchard, and there's occasional weeds that come up, and blue lettuce like that. We use the blue lettuce for feeding the chickens and whatnot. But when the clover's in bloom, we don't mow out here because we want all the honeybees to get plenty of food. It comes all the way over here. It's mostly grass down that way, but there is clover down in there around the orchard trees. But the tomato plants are doing great. I did a bunch of weeding here, and then I mulched it again because the weeds kept coming up. We've been getting so much rain that I can't keep on top of keeping everything done up. We leave a lot of the area wild like this for the pollinators. We get a bunch of flowers out of it. It's nice. Good for the pollinators too. I still have to build the lattice work for the grapevine here. Haven't got around to that. We were busy. We had to redo the front door and the front window on my mom's farmhouse, and then equipment went down. We had to get equipment repaired. So we're coming over here. We're not gonna quite go in there. But you can see we got cucumbers going, and they'll be I believe those cucumbers. She got beans over there. You see them right over there. Those are the beans. She planted them in between the cabbages, which will be working out great. And then I still have to weed the rest of this, but a bunch of it's wildflowers that came in, so I just left it because we don't have any more planting to do right now. Trimmed down the thornless blackberry. It's doing well. The other smaller one over here, I got to transplant out still. We come over here. Plum ain't doing so well. And there's the cherry bush. It took a beating. In between the birds just keep eating all of the berries. We were gonna put netting up on it, but there's only a few berries left, so it's not even really worth it. We'll just let them have it. Not gonna fight them for it. Coming down here to the garlic. This again was, we transplanted a bunch of herbs out of here already. We only got one sage left in here. And then we got the chives over there that are done blooming now. I gotta transplant those. I wanted to wait till they were done blooming. And then a little bit left of the regular thyme left. I got to get back in here again. This will be the 4th time I've weeded the garlic. As you can see, the scapes are coming on. I might have to come in here and cut these off and go all along the line and redo this again. If I'd done the video the other day, you could have seen it all nicely and weeded, but I got to come back in here and weed again. And then I have to, and this is the rest of the clover going up the road here. There's a ton of it going right up that way, and then over that way, all the way over to where the fencing is over there. It's all clover. Got to get in here, and I got to go through and pull the and thin out the rhubarb. Take care of these flower heads. I'm going to bring you over here to the bottom garden. More daisies, wild daisies. Okay, you can see all the potatoes coming in good. This one this was the most recent one I weeded, so there's not that much in there. These are mostly potatoes. There's a few milkweed in there, a few pigweed in there, but that's about it. I still gotta get in there and kill a bunch of potato bugs and get them out of there. I see that right now. I have to spend a day doing that. Got a decent amount of apples coming on this tree, so hopefully that's a good yield. Not as much on that tree. I have not seen no apples on that tree, but apples, I guess, have their seasons. So, and again, we got more clover in here. You see, I don't know if you can hear the honeybees though. They're all over the place. You can hear one big hum. This is all clover. We planted in this. I'd rather have the clover in here than the grass. The clover provides food for the honeybees, and so I'm all about that. I gotta skirt this edge line here because there's just, you probably can't see them on camera, but there are just tons of honeybees all over on the clover here, so I gotta be careful walking through so don't step on any of the poor guys. All right, and I got in here and weeded a few times. Now I got a bunch of pigweed coming up. People ask me, what pigweed? I call this like pigweed, I guess. This stuff is not a big deal. I just pull it and then mulch it right in the spot, and then that way it puts the nutrients right back in. So I've done that several times, but as much water as we keep getting, the stuff just keeps, it's growing fast. So is the grass. I've had to stay on top of it. Got to get some of this vineage out of here. This vine don't belong in here. Choke everything out. We don't want that. We want the boysenberries in here. We don't want none of this viney stuff. And so around here, when we want to get rid of certain weeds that keep coming back, and if you lay them down like this viney stuff like this, we throw them in the fire pit, and then we'll burn it. That way it won't come back. We'll take a walk. These in here real quick. Raspberries we got are doing great. Look at them bad boys. Yep, I got to get in here and weed again. I just weeded last week too, so that was something. But I've been cleaning out the chicken coop, so that takes a minute, especially when it's, storming. It's not too cool. We got the flowering taters, so we're all in. These things are gigantor. Well, they're not that big, but let's come down here. You remember the stick we put in. So these are pretty tall plants. I would say knee-high, most of them. Well, hip-high on some of them, but mainly knee-high. So we got all these ones, and these ones are doing way better than the ones down there. And they're doing the same as the ones in the box here. So I think next year, I won't even bother with the boxes. I'll just put them in like this, because these are doing the tails are doing so much better up here because it's a lot warmer and they get a lot more sun. So I think we'll just go from there, and we're just gonna rotate out the potatoes. And then next year, they'll be elsewhere, probably over there, because I gotta clear out all this area over here. I gotta clear out the small shoots that are from the trees coming out, and then I gotta remove a few more stumps over there. Got the dog pen going. It's almost there. I've been milling out some of the logs from the trees I took down using a Grandberg mill and Husqvarna chainsaw. And I was unable to get Oregon ripping chain, so I had to purchase a new chain that I was not familiar with. It's like 7 something or another, 710 or whatever it is. It's made out of China, but I have to say, I will, in another video, I will show what it, the brand and everything, because it is really good chain. I've milled out that whole log, and I had not even had to sharpen it yet. It's just been a phenomenal chain. I loved it so much that I bought 3 more of the chains, and I'm going to be testing those out. And I'll do a separate video on those, show everyone. And while I was doing this, I found one of these Petoskey's in the dirt the sand I was using to fill in here. Now that Tosca is so old that it is crystallized and pretty much fell apart, which is kind of cool looking. But yep, those Vertados, we got those going in good. I still have to harvest the hay in the back for the chicken coops. I've only got a little bit drying right now, so I have to take care of that later. It's just been raining too much. I can't dry it with all the rain. But that is our update here. Like I said, we've been swamped so much with between all the rains. We're unable to do anything out here, and then the work on the farmhouse, and then the equipment needing to be worked on. Several pieces of equipment we use to do stuff around here, from the mowers to the tractors to the vehicles that haul the chicken feed and all that stuff. We've had to do several repairs in that. So I didn't bother showing any of those because you can find a million of those out anywhere. So, but other than that, we are doing great here, and I'm hoping the season keeps up like this. Not so much with the hot weather, because we can do without those 90-degree days. And I know a lot of you are saying, well, we have those on average. Yeah, but in Michigan here, we're not as hot as the southern states. So for 90-degree days with 100% humidity, that's pretty rough, especially for the plants. Some of the plants that do well here are not going to be doing so well because of all this heat and rain. We've been getting way too much rain at one time. I'd like to see a little more spaced out, but I'll take what I can get as long as it ain't droughting out. I forgot to show the sweet peas down here, which are doing actually pretty good, even though the heat. Yep, you can see the honeybees right all over the asparagus right here too. We harvest our asparagus for a certain amount of time, and then we allow it to grow. Here we go. Sweet peas. I tell you what, they're doing great. Another view of the rows here. You got 2 rows of beans in there. See right there. And then, like I said, a lot of times in plots we're not going to be planting vegetables in or whatever. We like to let the wildflowers go and allow the pollinators some food area. Like down here, I did not mow the orchard because you can see there's a bunch of clover flowers in here. And so I didn't want to cut into the bees' food. You can see more. So it goes all the way down the road there. This is a better picture of it than earlier. You can see all the flowers. Those are all clover. And the road goes all the way up to the main part there. And all that stuff up there is clover up there too. And then it goes up that way too. And we just planted a bunch of clover going up the hill there. And then that provides some food for the honeybees. They require a lot of different stuff. So we try to provide as much as we can for the pollinators. That way they can pollinate our foods that we need to pollinate, especially like apple trees and such. We need all that stuff done in. But, so I'll have to get on some more weeding. And then once a lot of the transplants I didn't do yet, I will be doing those after they produce berries and stuff, and then I'll transplant the currants. I'm waiting till the currants are ripe and ready to go, and then I will move those. Show you some more of this. I need to get in here and weed around some more. I just started using the mulching mower just to cut it down and drop it back down in here. Some volunteer potatoes over here and tomatoes. This was the compost pile. I was building up this area so that it had good food in here, because we got various herbs that we had planted in here. Relocated the thyme there. And then sage right here. As you can see, it's coming back. It's coming back. Let's pull some of these guys around it. It's coming back. Another one right there. This poor guy right here. Let's pull these guys off around it. There. And I'm not worried about the weeds too much, because you need to keep the soil covered, because bare soil, you'll lose a lot of your nutrients and whatnot, and the moisture. So if you do not keep your soil covered, that's why I let these weeds go like this. Because I found that when I kept weeding it and kept it clean and nice looking all the time, what ended up happening was the soil dried out real quick, and I kept having to add like dairy dew or something else, clean topsoil from somewhere on the property, and then I kept having to add it, chicken manure, and it just, when I allow these weeds to go like this, I just cut them down, leave them in place, and the soil seems to stay a lot better, and I don't have to feed the soil and take care of the soil as much. So I just keep it mowed down, and that's why I like planting clover as much as possible anywhere I can. We're walking very carefully through here again. I don't want to step on any of the honeybees, and literally you can't probably see them on camera, but there are literally hundreds of honeybees in here. And so I'm stepping around them. I don't want to step on the poor guys. Currant bush, yes. I don't want to step on any of the honeybees. We got walking onions right here too. Let me get into the better light. So we got walking onions here, and they call them walking onions because at the top here you'll get onion bulbs. And what the thing does is it falls over, lays down, and makes more. These are great. You can take the green stems of these and put them up in a foil pack with some Italian dressing or whatever, olive oil, whatever you like. Cook around the grill, and man, they come out good. Butter too. But they're a good thing to have around. Onions. They're just like, so we got the currants right here. Right there. And this currant bush, once it's done with its berries, I'll have to trim this down a little bit and then transplant it up. But we want to wait until the berries are ripe off of it first, and then we'll transplant it out and then give these trees a little more room to go. Same thing with the blueberries down here. We got 1, 2, 3 blueberries left to move down here, and we didn't want to move them at first because they got the blueberries on. Once they're done for the season, we'll move these up, because the snow moves like a glacier down this hill, and it just keeps crushing them. So what we're going to do is we'll take and transplant these out of here, and then these are where I'll switch off plots. This year I've planted potatoes over here. Next year it'll be right here and with the rhubarb. And then this whole area will be potatoes, and then I'll just rotate the plots around so that you're not creating a blight. Because you should rotate your crops like tomatoes, potatoes, because if you grow them in the soil too much, they have their own little issues that they have. So I like to keep everything rotated. We'll come over here. There's the chives right there. What's left of the flowers. Now these are seed pods. You can't really see it, but if they flower, these are seeds. So you can actually make more chives from these. But we have so many chives. There was a farm when I worked for a greenhouse. I was delivering plants to it, called Pond Hill Farms here in Michigan. They were actually thinning out their chives and throwing out a bunch, and the lady was nice enough to give me some because she was just going to compost them anyways. And so I grabbed a hold of a couple bunches of it, and they've spread out very nicely from there. Chives are a good thing to have around, whether you're eating them or not, because they get these just amazing purple flowers on them. And the bumblebees and the other pollinators, they love them. So we like to keep as many things around as possible for our pollinators and our honeybees. And our view of the asparagus, that's how it ends out at the end of the year. It ferns out and it's feeding its roots down there. So we don't harvest them a lot like most people do. We will just harvest them enough that we get a couple clippings out of them, 2-3 clippings depending on the year, and then we will just let them go to fern, as we like to call it. It's where they blossom out, feed their roots, and then we'll do that and we'll just let it go. And as you can see, the honeybees just love them. So hey, why not? It's a win-win for everyone. So that was our update. I'm sorry it took so long, but like I said, we're so busy. I did not have time because I'm recording with my phone because my camera broke a while back ago. I had a GoPro, but it broke. And so I've been using my phone to do all these recordings. So I don't have a stand for this yet. I need to get a stand for it. So I just been doing real quick videos, and I haven't been doing no live streaming. I don't know if I want to get into the live. I think I'm just fine showing you folks what we got going on here. And there's some more pepper plants there. And as you can even see, there's some pepper right there. Yeah. So I'm happy about that. These boxes got some dairy dew in them, some topsoil, and some composted horse manure. So they're doing pretty well. It's a mix. I like to keep the soil well done up. So I think our next projects besides weeding will be clearing up the land over there a little bit more, finishing the dog pens so that they have some shaded area so they can chill out in while we're out here working. Canopies don't work out too well. They don't like wind, and they like to fly when the wind gets high enough. One of the legs broke. It flew way over there. It was not a good time. So, but again, I'll be showing another video separately about the boards I milled up. And now this was just a basswood, and most people would just let it rot or whatever. I utilized it because we took it down, and I don't want to take down trees and waste it or just use it to burn for no reason. So I'm gonna utilize it, making a nice shade structure for them. I'm not done yet. I still got some more to do up, and then I think we're gonna hit some videos soon of making some homemade benches. We're gonna mill up some maple, we're gonna mill up some cherry, and then we're going to make some benches for my mom, so that way when she's out here, she got places to sit when we go through a walk in the woods, where she got the paths. And then yeah, we'll have that I think is the next project coming up. I already got the chicken coops cleaned out and done up, and so those are good for the year. I just gotta do normal maintenance cleanups, so that's not as bad. And then weeding, well, it never stops. The weeding never stops. It's like the mowing, it never stops. The more it rains, the more it grows, the more you gotta chop it down. So I will wrap it up here, and I will see you all you fine folks on the next one. Have a good one.